And so now that we have the contours, we can go ahead and make them into solids. So let's go do a boundary surface. And we can put one there, slide down, hit Alt, and then we'll make a copy. And we'll have two sets of kind of planes that are right there that we can now make into a solid. So let's go ahead and select those two, spacebar, and hide the preview. And there we have these planes. Okay, so now that we have these planes, it's a matter of making them into a solid. So to do that, we're gonna want to take these and offset them. So we'll do it for one side first, and then we can do that for the other side. We can do the exact same thing, so we can copy that whole thing and do the same thing for the other side. So let's take this and let's offset surface. So let's take that surface and we want to offset it. Now it's offsetting it right now a default of 0, so we want to plug in a slider here, and let's say that we want it to be 1.5 thick in one direction, so we'll plug that in. But we also want to offset in the other direction, that way this is the center point. So to do that, we'll bring in a negative, double click and go to negative, and then we can plug that into there, and then bring this right into so hit shift to kind of add another input, and so we have offset this surface in both directions. So now we can take this one and actually hide it, so spacebar and hide, and there we have this offset, and we can do the same thing for the other side. But before we do that, let's go ahead and join it together. So let's actually not join it, let's go ahead and loft it together first, and then we can join it all together. So we'll take those and we'll plug it into the curves, and we'll see that it actually created those planes right in between those two offsets. And now we can go ahead and do a brep join. So we can go to join, brep join, and then we can plug in that surface and the loft and flatten it, and there we have 13 closed breps. We can go ahead and select those, spacebar and unpreview, and there we have the solid roof structure that we want. Now we want to take all of this once again, slide it down, hit Alt, and make a copy. And now we want to use these surfaces to do the exact same thing, and it's pretty straightforward once you've already kind of created one. And there we have the roof structure that we can change the thickness. You know, we can say just 1, so it would be 2 inches thick. So that's one of the things about this offset, is that it's going to be, if you offset 1, it's actually going to be 2 inches thick. So that's one thing to be aware of, is it's not going to be this number, it's going to be 2 times this number.